Hello, Internet. Today we're going to be talking about Law and Order episode, the season 16, episode 10, entitled "Forgiving Rollins." This is a review, just so you know. But we're gonna talk about this episode. This episode, a lot happened. They built up a lot to this. Because Rollins' old boss, deputy chief, what was his name? Deputy chief, whatever. From Georgia, I believe. Yeah, she's from Georgia. So apparently he's some sort of serial rapist. He's a Bill Cosby. These sometimes the men in positions of power. Because rape a lot of time is about power. A lot of people think it's about, the sexual element. But it's not. Most of it is about power. The power you have over somebody. And that's what happened. Rollins raped too. She never told anyone, I guess. Or she always blamed herself. And I don't know. I feel like we need to change that dynamic for people. It's just like, why can't you be a victim? I mean, it happens. You shouldn't be ashamed that you was a victim. I mean, people get scammed, people get raped, people get beat up. And it shouldn't be like, oh my God, I got beat up. And I mean, I don't know the emotional trauma that a rape does. I don't know. I've never been violated. But I can't even imagine how it is. But anyway, let's get into the episode. Apparently, this new detective from Georgia, who was in a very similar position that Rollins was back in the day, they're all up here for some type of police conference. I don't know. And it turns out the new protege of the deputy chief was raped, and then she was in some denial. Then Rollins and Olivia was in the room, and she didn't want to say nothing, and then Rollins left, and then she ended up saying, yeah, I was raped, but she said, I'm not cooperating, no testimony, I'm not gonna testify. No, that's the same thing, right? Oh, she was just like, I'm not going to cooperate. I'm just not going to be. And she didn't want to be humiliated and all of that. And then Rollins eventually talked to her, and then she's like, okay. And then they end up testifying. And then, of course, when like a rape victim is testifying, of course, it's like a big thing. And the defense is always crazy. I thought it was funny how they didn't cross Olivia. Because it's like, I guess they knew like she's gonna be somebody tough to cross on the stand, because I mean look how hard she went on Lewis. You remember that? Like, she just went in. Like, I don't remember what she kept repeating, but the thing is, if she can face her own accuser as the defense, ain't nobody else. Her own accuser? No, I didn't mean accuser. Her own. What are they called? No, not victimizer. I guess assault. What do you call a person that? I don't know. I'm just having a brain fart right now. But anyway. So anybody else is just like, who? But I thought that was. It's a little thing. Sometimes you notice, like, oh no questions for her. And I'm like, oh really? That would have been something interesting to see. Of course, Rollins couldn't take the stand either. The judge was like, nah, son. I don't know. Judges sometimes I don't like the system that it's just like, oh, one person can just say, hey. But then it's just like, it's weird. The justice system's so weird. It's like, either you have one person that knows the law who can make up a decision, except for like Supreme Court, or you get 6 to 13 people that know nothing about the law to decide what's guilty and not guilty. And it's just like, well, what are we doing? But anyway, so he ended up taking some type of plea deal where he admits to sexual abuse 3, and he's on the sex offender registry. And I did want to talk about the sex offender registry. I feel like if you do something like that, yeah, you can be on a sex offender registry. But it's just like, people get on that for like public urination, And you know, just stupid stuff like that. Or like an 18-year-old sleeps with a 16-year-old, they get on sex offender register, and I'm like, you stay on that forever. Like, it's not like, oh, you stay on there for 2 years. Like, no, you stay on that forever. Can we like be a little bit more cautious of why, of what, of who we're putting on there and for what? But I mean, the deputy chief deserved to be on there. And I like how it was like, you know, it was just like New York versus Georgia, and he was like, yeah, what about if an officer gets in trouble in Georgia? That ain't gonna go over well. And it was like, listen, you know the NYPD has this problem, right? But really, Georgia, like, what city in Atlanta, you really gonna go against New York NYPD? NYPD thinks they own their own CIA. They got intelligence division and all that. Come on now. And I'm not talking about intelligence division like Chicago PD show. I'm talking about intelligence division like we're tracking down terrorists in Texas, like. But anyway, so Rollins, she skipped out on therapy. I don't know if she's gonna end up going back to therapy. I don't know what that was at the end. Maybe she was. I think she needs it because remember Olivia was just she wasn't alright for a while until she went to the therapist, you know, got her life back on track. And I think Rollins she needs that too. But that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry the video is just audio for right now. We're still working on our setup. I thank you so much again for watching. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, favorite, share if you desire. That's about it. Slow this out.
Cause you don't tell us nothing.
Yeah, cause I still there's so many things I want to know, and I'm hoping like at least like before you die, leave a book.
Yeah.
Like because I need to know what Solange was so mad about
In that elevator.
I need to know, is Matthew really Kelly's father? I need to know.
He is.
Like, there's so many things I need to know.
What we do here is go back.